Goku. I don't really think he needs much of an intro. The man is easily one of the faces of anime. There's a good chance that even if you don't know what anime is, you've still seen him before. But a legacy etched into anime as large and grandiose as Broly's chest, you sometimes forget there is a fair amount of blemishes on its history up until now. Well, don't worry my fellow weebs, Jericho has you covered. Honorable mention, Goku with angel wings. That was promo art from way long ago. It was never brought up again. Number 10, the original Super Saiyan God. Boy, this one's a little weird. At the very start of the new series Dragon Ball Super, the Super Saiyan God was hyped up to an incredible degree and was one hell of a way to kick things off. If we're looking at the movies, it debuted in Battle of Gods and then replaced with Super Saiyan Blue, that abomination of a transformation name, with no real explanation given. Not only that, but in Super Saiyan God was just left at its dust entirely in favor of the new upgraded version. But now my question is, why? Even back in Z, Vanilla Super Saiyan was still used pretty frequently as a low energy power up for Goku and the others. This one's slightly more based on personal bias, since the Super Saiyan God form was an incredible departure from normal DBZ tropes with sleeker muscles and a beefier, slow aura. This was to emphasize the form draws more on God energy than physical energy, a really clever way of signifying where the series was going. Now with Blue, I don't want to undersell it, but it really is just a palette swap version of Super Saiyan. It's just, why ditch such a cool form so quickly, Toriyama? Number 9, he was absorbed by Cell once. GT, you badly animated and sad story you. So for those who sat through GT, first of all, I'm sorry. And second, there was a certain thing that happened that no one really mentions anymore. During Goku's fight against both Cell and Frieza in Hell, or of a slideshow than anything else, at one point Cell used Soul Flare on Goku, somehow extended out his tail, like a hose, and absorbed Goku. This all actually happened to those youngsters not familiar with GT. We're not done yet though. Since Goku was as strong as Majin Buu just in base form, Cell kinda became the strongest character in the series at that point. To the point, Cell himself exclaimed that he could do anything with his new power. Then Goku crawled his way out of the butt tube and escaped. Wow. Someone really should have told that idea to 18. Number 8, the many Super Saiyan spin-offs. Now this one is lower on the list due to recent events in Super, but it still deserves a spot regardless. The filler for DBZ has come up with some very interesting deviations for the Super Saiyan formula, some of which are very interesting while others are strange. You have the Fall Super Saiyan from Lord Slug, where Goku almost had the requirements of the full transformation, and Super Kaioken, the Otherworld tournament against Pikkon. I think fans to this day still want to see more. Hell, let's run Goku absorbing the Spirit Bomb for good measure. Ascended Super Saiyan as well, screw it. Admittedly, this entry is a bit more focused on the games themselves rather than the media, but it's just a little strange none of the games even mention the forms, let alone use them. Number 7, Bardock's backstory in the Ocean dub. I'm including this one on a technicality, but you can't deny it's just odd. So way back in the 90s, while Ocean was still writing the scripts for the dub Saiyan Saga, I can only guess someone decided to take some liberties with the writing. During the scene with Vegeta forming the artificial moon, another move lost at the sands of time, Vegeta described Goku's dad as a brilliant scientist who developed the technique.
Your father was an average fighter, Kakarot, but he was a brilliant scientist!
Okay, hold on. You see this guy? This is Goku's dad. He couldn't even remember when Goku was born. Now I'm not necessarily saying Bardock is an idiot, in fact he's a tactical genius in the fight, but he's nowhere near either brilliant or scientist. In fact, I actually struggle to think of any Super Saiyans that come close to that level. Paragus? Nah. Trunks? Eh, close. Really, I think Gohan is the smartest Saiyan to ever exist, but that's not hard to figure out why. Poor kid. Number 6, he actually defeated Broly once. Now before you say it, no, this isn't here just for me to take a jab at Broly, shut up. If you're unfamiliar with Broly, first of all, I'm envious. And second, he's sort of like the Brock Lesnar of Dragon Ball. He's a very big man that shows up, defeats everyone, does one or two moves everyone loves, and is very bad at talking. Much like me. Regardless, anyone who has ever done writing for Broly tends to do their utmost to make Broly seem as untouchable as possible, and his huge popularity cements this fact. However, Broly isn't all untouchable as he may seem. Broly was exploded by a gut punch delivered by Goku at the end of the first movie, and during the second movie, one blast from Trunks was somehow enough to block out several Omega Blasters, Broly's strongest attack. Now this may all seem well and good, but remember how repeatedly untouchable he's been drawn up in the games. Never has there been a CG or anime piece of media since, where Broly has been either overpowered or outright beaten. You look me in the eyes and tell me Gogeta getting bested by him isn't a load of shit. Number 5, getting punched in the dick. Oh, this one is just artful. If you've ever watched the Super Android 13 movie, underrated movie in my book, you may recall after 13 transforms into a Super Android, this little bit happens. Oh, you got that right. Not entirely sure why this occurs or who pitched the idea for it, but kinda raises some Questions. Why doesn't Goku's enemies try to hit him in the dick more? Is dick punching the ultimate martial art? Probably better this one stay buried in all honesty. Number 4, helping Gohan fight Bojack. Speaking of things that should stay buried, it's a well-known fact by now that Goku has spent a good portion of his life dead, and death is but a status infliction in the Dragon Ball universe. Seriously, it means nothing at this point. So after Cell blew up and Bojack was freed from King Kai's planet, what? Gohan forgot how to do the whole Super Saiyan 2 thing and got thoroughly dominated by Bojack and his crew. It was only with the save by Goku that things turned around. Now, let's review something really fast. Goku is dead. Like, dead. He has a halo, he lives in Otherworld, and he participates in tournaments full of dead people. Do you want to know how powerful instant transmission is? Goku teleported back from heaven, punched Bojack in the face, and saved his son. What was the consequence? Anyone else remember when Gohan's being murdered by Boo? I think King Yama might have let that one slide. Number 3, the Warp Kamehameha and Cell's regeneration. Oh, I've been waiting for this one. Now, Goku isn't directly responsible for this, but he is still entangled in one of the biggest plot holes in Dragon Ball history. Flashback to the Cell games, with Goku fighting Cell in the opening round. Highly underrated fight. Goku does a very impressive trick with doing a fully charged Kamehameha and then using instant transmission to teleport right in front of Cell. Goku fires and Cell's upper body is blown clean off. Okay, we're done here, right? Well, Cell managed to reform from that. The madman. Now, fast forward a few episodes and Cell reforms from blowing himself to smithereens. How was he able to do this? Well, Cell explains that as long as the nucleus in his head is intact, he can reform indefinitely. Can you see the problem yet? Cell did indeed have his head blown clean off and nothing remained, nucleus and all. Now it gets really messy. In the original Funimation dub, they actually fixed the script and said as long as any part of Cell remains, he can reform. Makes perfect sense, right? Well, I guess not. Move forward to Kai, the redub and re-edited Dragon Ball Z series. And they go back to the original script, including the plot hole. Now let's recap. Toriyama wrote a massive error, Funimation fixed it, and then Funimation re-included the mistake. By the time this video goes up, I bet their script will have gone through a few more tweaks. Maybe Frieza can remain alive so long as his head remains fully intact. Oh. Number 2, seeing his dick. If you've been a long-time fan of the Dragon Ball series, this is nothing new. Toriyama, on numerous occasions, has shown Goku's little boy junk for all to gaze upon. See? There it is, right there. While we're on that topic, he's also shown off Gohan and Trunks' packages as well. Honorable mention, Goku's Super Saiyan ass at the end of the Buu saga. It should really come as no surprise that everything in media, from the games to current anime, movies, and Kai, all go out of their way to hide these dicks. To be fair, they are little boy dicks, so this one might be for the best. Ooh, wait, one more. Seeing Vegeta's phone-grown man-ass and Goku's hallucination. Okay, no more nudity, I swear. Number 1, he's failed to pass the torch numerous times. We've covered dicks and plot holes, but now it's time to cover the depressing stuff. If you look at Goku's later years from the Android Saga onward, you'll see he's tried on numerous occasions to pass the torch of Earth's Defender. First he tried with Gohan, then with Goten and Trunks, and finally to Oob. What happened every time? Gohan got his ass kicked numerous times to stop training for 7 years, Goten and Trunks were overconfident with the fusion, ultimately got absorbed, and Oob sort of went nowhere from the start. Baby tends to have that effect. Let's not even count the shockingly large amount of times he's held back against major enemies to give someone else a shot, like against both Fat Boo for Gotenks and Kid Boo for Vegeta. Now look, I'm not insinuating Goku is a bad person for wanting to pass on the torch. The heart virus reminded him of his mortality and knew he wouldn't be around forever. The one critical error is he never vocalizes his objectives with those around him. Gohan sandbagged Cell, then Goku died keeping Cell from taking out the Earth. Gotenks, hugely overconfident with his power and he had diffusion problems, then was eaten by Boo to murder like Gohan. It's a stark reminder that no matter how promising a character, or how much faith Goku puts in them, they're most likely to fail and then Goku has to step in.